brothers and sisters, generals, thank those that's been riding along with the brother. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. You know, we're alive and breathing, brothers and sisters. We are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. Don't forget that, you know. Never get stuck in the past, you know, unless it's something drastic we've done and caused someone's demise and something really, really bad. That's a little different. But if it's just minor things like, you know, something we said or did that, you know, when you got a conscience, be thankful if we have a conscience. It's not a weak thing, you know, it really isn't. It means that it's a part of us that care, because you got to have a conscience in order to connect with that great divine, Mother Nature, in that universe. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level of awareness we are and how wise we are. Up in age, my leaders and teachers with a student spirit. You know how we do it. Always keep a student spirit for what? What do I always say? So we can learn. Always have that spirit of learning, you know. Again, thank those that's been riding along. I'm going to say it again. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. And I place that gold over our lives, from my family to your family. May that great divine be in our lives and protect us and keep us prospering. That's brothers and sisters, family in the world and online. You know, always go above and beyond. You know, we got to stretch that energy out. You know, we talk about energy. Let's be real about it. You know, let's go beyond this here little thing we call a body. You know what I mean? Let's go above and beyond and go where no brother or sister has ever been before. Exploring in our mind. And don't forget, we explore in the world. We travel. We do things, you know. It's good because that's how we come across new ideas, maybe solutions, and we'll see results when we just step out into that divine nature I spoke on in the podcast, and just do new things, new thinking, you know, go above the norm we normally do. Get out of the old, depending on what tradition it is, but I'm talking about just the same old routine every day. You got to try different things. Of course, we meditate, get rest, take care of our body, mind, body, and soul. One can't work without the other. So don't forget about the body, you know, and as I always say, brothers and sisters, that's for me too. You know, we got to do like our warrior ancestors did, brother or sister, far and near, those we held dear in our families, and just someone we knew that we admired and cherished, you know, brother or sister, younger or older. You know, I don't play when it comes to thy ancestors. You know, may they rest in peace and in power. Those we held dear, brother or sister, in my family to your family. You know, because I know we had a boxer here recently that transitioned, the great George Foreman. May he rest in peace and in power. You know, and another rest in peace and in power to Angie Stone, who was a great artist, who was one of the pillars of, I would say, R&B and hip hop, you know, and black music culture. So may she rest in peace and in power, as well as those in my family that I held dear. May they rest in peace and in power. And their spirit is still alive, brothers and sisters. They will live on through us. That's how we do it. That's how we keep that good energy going. But we can't have no doubt in there, no worry. Some concern, but we put it on the back burner, you know, and we put that spotlight on the things we can control. Person, place, thing, especially ourselves. And keep that focus on the core. What's the core, folks? Ourselves, children, family, significant other, if we have one. And I'm talking about male or female, brother or sister. The other thing is not our fight. And I'm speaking in code, but I'm talking about, you know, male, female, you know, not mixed. So just want to put that out there. That's not one's fight, you know. All right. So that's why. And that leads me right into the title, brothers and sisters. Be a king and a queen, never a pawn. I'm going to say that again. Be a king and a queen, never a pawn. Never be a pawn in this here life, you know. And this is for those who, like I said, everybody coming to a state of awareness at different levels, you know, different ways of being raised, different journeys, different walks. Some at the beginning, some at the middle, some are there. But those who are intelligent that are there, we know that that's not the end all be all. We keep striving, we keep thriving, right? So But if we're aware, we're at a level of awareness. Remember, this doesn't have to be age, but of course, we at a certain age, we should be wise and we should know better, because the old saying, I've said it before, we've all heard it. There's no fool like an old fool. Real talk. And it's sad when you see an old fool. I'm talking about somebody who know better, that has no excuses. But we're going to try to keep this encouraging and positive, so if you can get help, I always say, if we can't help oneself, please get help, whatever that is, whether it's physically, mentally, we always say spiritually, financial, do whatever we can to keep ourselves intact. Because, even when we do get to a place of peace as brother, sister, family, as I always say, we make sure that's why we meditate, deep prayer. We do those things to maintain our peace. If we've gotten to a place of stability, whether financial, mental, or physical, we do things to keep it that way. Never get into a too comfortable space. That's danger. That's something I had to learn, So that's what we do. Those of us that has developed a teaching spirit and become teachers, and there's many teachers, not just a platform. We can be a teacher right where we are, Don't look at resources. Of course, we put plans in, work toward those goals. But as I used to say, we can't see what's beyond if we are stuck and stagnant at what's before us, because what's in the way will become the way. Real talk, and that's facts. So we have to put things in motion. Of course, I always say we're always on divine time, not our time or man time. But we don't just sit back. We have to put in the action so that universe can work with us in alignment. But it gives us the tools, but we got to put those tools to work, whether it's tools in our personal lives. And I'm talking about, when I say tools, when we come up with ideas, we put forth the effort, and make things happen. And we have things that encourage us on purpose. Wake up in the morning, like I say, set that tone every morning, which is in the AM right now. So have a good AM, have a good afternoon, and a good evening, whatever time zone that we are in. I learned from a great brother, stop saying that word morning, because we're not mourning about nothing. We're celebrating every time we wake up. So don't even use that word no more, and it's something I got from another brother that I listen to. I listen to speakers too, because that's how we stay a king, a righteous king, and a queen, and never a pawn, is when we listen, because we got 2 ears for a reason. Ponder that. Think about that. We have to listen more than we speak. So when we speak, it's authentic, and not just a platform. I'm just talking about in general, and it's not about being this articulate, super intelligent person. It's just being true to oneself as a king and a queen. And we won't be no pawn. And I'm talking younger or older king and queen, It's all how one feels in the pit of that soul, The moment that we stop petty things, and I'm talking about brother, sister, family, younger or older, and start to even make even the smallest steps toward the right thing in life, everything else will follow. It's automatic. That's how the great divine, Mother Nature, and the universe works. But it responds to the heart. So we better have right in our heart. We can try to sneak and hide and use that great divine when it's convenient, but great divine sees all, knows all, have been on this planet, will be here. The great divine, universe, Mother Nature, those forces have been here since eternity, infinity. So it's seen us come and go. You know what I mean? That's why it reveals so many things in us, and has, like I say, we're different walks, different journeys, different ways of being raised. But that's why the great divine has us go through some struggles, some maybe worse than others, some challenges bigger than others, smaller than others, but has us go through different challenges so we can become the upright kings and queens that a lot of us are today, amongst the ones that's not there yet, those that's, working on getting there, and some that unfortunate probably will never be there. And that's unfortunate, because we need warriors in this life, because we are social creatures, So, and it's nice to be around individuals that are in the same alignment. Even if we are not that articulate or that smart, but if you have a good heart, again, everything else will connect, because that's what that great divine, Mother Nature, and the universe responds to. I always go back to that quote from KRS-One. That's the only time that those three forces respond, when we got our heart right. No sneaky nothing. Mix the mistakes and the fumbles and things we do. Great divine knows that. But again, it looks at our heart, not at our bloops and blunders or how smart we are, or if we think we're not smart. Great divine knows. And if you've been on this planet long enough, or you experience synchronicities and seen things, you know that there's a divine force out there. No matter what name we try to put on it, it's a being. Something that none of us have ever seen, only felt. And if we do see the workings of that great divine, it's in synchronicities, dreams, but we have to, again, be in that righteous space as a king and a queen to see little synchronicities here and there. Again, it just begins with the right heart. Again, I say another way to connect to that force, that's that part of our brain, that depth, that, again, like I said this before, but like scientists say, we can go our whole lives and not tapped into, I don't know, just a part of our brain that lays dormant, where our gifts are and a great part of us are. We all have some kind of skill, one way or another. That's what we invest in, whether it's a good human skill, or is something that makes money for us, or a good hobby, a righteous hobby, or anything that keep us balanced, centered, and keeping our eyes open, things like that. Connect to things like that, and that's what that great divine responds to, as it responds to our heart, because that's the core, our heart. Great divine knows our bloops and blunders, knows we are human. But man, I'm telling you, be a king and a queen, never ever upon wherever we are. I don't care if we high status, low status, be a general, be a warrior out here. And how I came to this conclusion, I was with my 10-year-old. He just had a birthday too. Happy birthday to my son Ethan. Just had a birthday, just turned 10. So I was spend time with the boys yesterday, and I got them. I always get them something. I get my son something. I always get his brother something too. My godson Dion, and he was speaking on how he had to protect his sister one time, and it was something I didn't know, and cause there's something. That's why you always hear me say I call down protection for ourselves, from ourselves. I do that a lot. That's like for my family, those I've met in in my circle, far and near. That's how I do it. I don't play when it comes to that energy. No matter what one is dealing with, my own little struggles or whatever so-called struggles that I have. I am not a brother of projection. I only project positivity, not negativity. Now, I might come real sometimes. I might even cuss, but I always keep good energy going out, a teaching spirit, So that I'm bringing that up because it's so amazing when we see things manifest, that when we keep good energy about our families, ourselves, others we met, and we see it manifest in their lives, but we got to be one with that divine spirit. It can't be any doubt in there. That's the only way that energy works, at least in my opinion. So I was speaking with my godson yesterday, and I guess his sister, because he got 4 sisters. Well, he got more than 4, but 4 that that I would say he lived with. He got sisters that he don't. I ain't gonna get into that, but he has sisters that don't live with him. But anyway, his sister was having a confrontation with one of her boyfriends or something, and he happened to see her, and I guess he was getting ready to try to, he was getting ready to choke her or something, and he grabbed him, and I guess he flipped him. And I was like, wow. I don't condone fighting, but I was impressed the way he just clicked in, and the boy was probably kind of bigger than him, but all he thought in his mind was protecting his sister. And that's what I'm talking about. See, again, you hear me on probably multiple podcasts. You always hear me say, calling down that great protection from that great divine. I'm telling you, that's why we do it. That's why we meditate. That's why we have deep prayer. That's when we connect to that divine forces. The divine force, Mother Nature, and that universe. It'll be protecting us in places we can't even see, but we got to be serious and one with that energy. Ooh, that rhyme. Yeah, so be a king and a queen and never a pawn. Because if you a pawn, you're not going to see shit. You get taken over by everything. You get manipulated. This brother or sister, younger or older, family, we know. If a lot of us, especially those that's up in awareness or maybe age, we've experienced being a pawn, so don't be a pawn. And that's, I don't care where we are, high status, low status, always take moments and study oneself. Not just, of course, we pay attention to entities around us and things that can cave into our inner peace. But most of all, keep ourselves in check, our psyche. You hear me talk about that psyche a lot. The psyche, see, hear, and feel. Real talk. Mind, body, and soul, the 7 senses. Yep, those are the things we focus on, especially that psyche. Because you win that war in the psyche, you can win any war on the outside. Strategically, because some wars we fight, or some struggles or battles, whatever you want to call it, different challenges. Some will take a little bit more, maybe a little more work, and some not. But always keep ourselves like a soldier, ready. As we say, not paranoid, just ready. The art of anticipation. It's beautiful. Again, be a king and a queen, never ever a pawn. And we keep studying oneself, and we won't be no pawn. So, but like I said, I don't condone fighting, but I like that spirit in him. He didn't think about how big the boy was or whatever. All he saw was that somebody was hurting his sister, and he protected her, and nothing happened to him. And my 10-year-old saw it too, which was probably kind of good, because that shows a little masculinity, and I teach them that, so sometimes we can have more of an effect on the youth than we know. And that's young brother or young sister. And I volunteered this week too. My son's birthday was Thursday, and I made it up there to volunteer. Haven't been, but because school's getting ready to be out anyway. They're on spring break right now. But I made it up there. I volunteered, and of course, faculty welcomed me in. Again, you can tell someday, as I said on past, I put it in the end screen too. As a matter of fact, I put a couple of volunteering podcasts just to kind of bring people up to speed, because I do volunteer. Been doing it for the last coming up on 3 years. Not a whole lot of days, but I at least try to get up there at least once a week, twice if I can. I've missed a few weeks here and there, but advice I always give parents, brother or sister, always visit your child at school at least once a week. That way we can regulate their behavior, and we can also see what their peers are like. Because as I said before, I always bring it up. Our children peers are their biggest influence, so that's just advice I like to give. But yeah, I did volunteer. It's my son's birthday, had a ball, and took him some birthday gifts up there, and gave him a card, money, and stuff like that. So that's what we got to do. We got to stay in there, because again, that's all a young brother and sister need to know, is that we care as a brother and sister. Real talk, a male or female, adult. As long as they know we care, I'm telling you, even when it seems like they're not listening, but if you keep pecking away over time, they will begin to listen, and you will see it manifest in their lives, but not always fighting. I just wanted to bring that up, because that's that manifestation of protection I always put out. And recently I just made a song called Thanking Thee, and had 3 candles on the thumbnail and or banner. And as I said, when you see that, that means protection, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel. The number 3 candle protection. So I do stuff like that all the time. So you'll see that from time to time on my podcast or thumbnail, the 3 candle. I got one in purple, then I got one in like brown, the color. And the purple represents royalty. And I spoke on that before. So if you ever see me use purple, that's what that means. And I learned that from Prince. May he rest in peace and empower. Did a little research on him why he wore purple. And that was one of the reasons. I think it was his favorite color, but also it means power. We talking about righteous power, and it means purpose. It means royalty. Yep. And it's some other things. It's in the definition. You can look it up. And there's other colors that mean things too. But it depends on the individual that's wearing the colors, So all goes back to who's driving the vehicle, how that car will drive. You know what I mean? So that's just an analogy. But rest in peace and in power from Prince. That's where I learned that from. And my Aunt Vera, rest in peace and in power. That was her favorite color. And if I'm not mistaken, that might have been my grandmother's. Rest in peace and in power. Might have been her favorite color. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was my Aunt Vera's. That was her favorite color. Rest in peace and in power. But yeah, everything has a purpose. Divine, all these things that come out of Mother Nature, universe, that great divine, nothing is a coincidence. But we have to be in that space and connect and align with that divine spirit. And we will see synchronicities and we'll become powerful. And we will be a king and a queen and never a pawn. All right, I want to play a song. And I'm going to read a page from my book called Unlocking the Vault. And because I was going to read a page in the last podcast I did. It was a tribute to Moni Love, and I had Queen Latifah on the banner. It was kind of a tribute to her. I'll probably do one just on Queen Latifah, but she was on the banner too because they did collab and they did know each other. And so you can check that out. That's on my channel. It was a tribute to Moni Love, and it was hip hop heavy hitters part 3, if I'm not mistaken. And the subject on that was respect and love within always win. So you can check that out. That's on one's channel. And just gave a little encouraging words, and also had a list of artists on there, and I gave props too. So yep, so check that out. That's on one channel. And I'm gonna play a song, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read a page on one's book called Unlocking the Vault. But I brought up the protection thing, and salute to my son Ethan, who had a birthday. We had a ball yesterday, and that's what I was gonna speak on. I was spending time with them yesterday, and that's what he told me. That's why I brought that up. And I love spending time with the children, so and teach them to be a king and a queen, and all his sisters, they're all doing good. His mom is doing well, little health issues, but she got people around her, that love her through her, some of the ups and downs of her moods and stuff like that. Great divine is protecting her too, so because I put that protection there, that's what I do. So, and I'm sure my mom, she prays a lot. When you got somebody that's connected, you'd be surprised the energy that goes out and things that will manifest, not only in our own lives, even in our families' lives, those that's close to us in our circle. And I'm talking about far and near, in the world and online. We got to think like that. Take our minds, brothers and sisters, where no brother of mine or male or female's mind ever been before. We got to go there, Can't think things weird, Again, how we can know things are not weird? Think of the great divine things that happened in our lives throughout the past that we can't explain. That's how you know right there. That's your evidence, Think of all the wonderful things, all the good deeds we do that nobody else knows. We just storing it up in our great divine bank. And you never know when we going to have to cash it in. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the great divine, they cash it in for us. We'll see something so amazing like, wow. Like my children, like I said, my godson Dion protecting his sister. That's that divine. And nobody got hurt. He didn't hurt him. He just got him off his sister. He said he flipped him. He got him up off of her. So that's that divine protection that I always put out. Real talk. And that's being a king, brothers and sisters. Remember, be a king and a queen, never a pawn. Especially in life, in this system, this so-called matrix. These jobs. No. Stand firm, do what we got to do in this life, but don't you dare be no damn pawn. That's brother, sister, younger, older, family. All right, I'm going to play this song called Give It Your All. And this on my channel too. And I'll be back after this, brothers and sisters. Shit. EBX, Lord Lamont, to my generals. Yeah. You know what we gotta do and give it our all. To my generals, stand tall and never, ever, ever, ever fall. To my generals, stand tall. Yeah, we gotta give it our all. To our generals, stand tall and never, ever, ever. my generals, stand tall. We gotta give it, man, our all. Continue to do this, and I never stop up on this beast. Don't care about his, I keep that guy straight up on the top list. And try my best up in this life to see clear and no shit. I keep focused on the things important in my mind. And while I'm in this life, never on no damn grind. I gotta keep it smooth and do what I gotta do. Gotta make it in this life so we never ever lose. You teach me, we both make it through. Yeah, my family, my children, yeah, all of us do. I never stop this, always looking up, yeah, while I rip. Yeah, trying to touch them hearts, that's it. We gotta give it our all. To our generals, stand tall. And never, ever, ever, ever fall. You know, man, we gotta give it our all. Continue being the beast, I'ma stay up on the beast. And all I can do, man, is just be me. Yeah, it's EBX. Yeah, I'm so humble, don't ever try to flex. But I ain't no stupid man. Yeah, here I stand. And listen to these words on these tracks that I'm saying. I love to do this, man, I'm always laying. I'm looking for the righteous, always praying. A PRAYED, that's what I mean when I stay up on the beast. And making sure I see, cause I want us to be free and never ever fall. To my journals and my family, man, we gotta stand tall and give it our all. Yeah, and never ever fall. Man, we gotta give it our all. To my generals, stand tall. EBX, Lord Lamont, salute. All right, yep, salute, Lord Lamont, yep. He'll be back. He'll be back on here. He's working now, so won't be, don't see him as much. So, but he'll be back. But like I said in that song, brothers and sisters, give it our all. Give it our all. Never, again, be a king and a queen, never a pawn. Because when you stay with it in life, and you stay away from the bull, and and when you stay away from the bull, that's the only way you're gonna see results. You can't see results in the mix of chaos, and you don't know you're in the chaos if you're in the chaos. If that make any sense. You got to be on the outside of it. When you're on the outside of this so-called matrix, you see it all. And you've heard me say that before. But you got to know you're on the outside of the matrix, because as we all know, this social media can be very, very powerful. All right. Again, like that song say, give it our all. Don't give up on nothing. We're going to live once in this little bitty itty place we call Earth. As I always say, when we look through the lens or come close to seeing through the lens of that great divine, when that great divine sees the Earth, it's small as a grain of sand. Think about that. That's how small the Earth is. The Earth is to that great divine. The universe is endless, infinite, it's seen us come and go, it'll always be here. So that's why I say I will never understand or understand why somebody would think they hold power. It's an illusion, just like the destination is an illusion. This is how the social media can be. It's an illusion. Use it, this social media, and I'm talking about in life in general. I'm just kind of stopping on social media for a minute because it's here and it's going to come up in topics and subjects. But use it for what it is, but don't let it consume us. And do good things with it, But even then, as a positive brother and sister, we have to check ourselves and be disciplined. Now, I'm rhyming. I'm always rhyming. But yeah, because even as a positive brother and sister, we can be consumed by it too. That's why we take moments off of it and refresh ourselves and get back on. That's how we maintain our inner core, our inner peace within ourselves. That's what's most important. Because as kings and queens, if we have strong inner peace, man, ain't no such thing as no pine. And we pass that on to our children. Like I spoke on that example I just gave about my godson. That masculinity. I was so proud to hear him talk like a man. And I expressed that to him too. and my 10-year-old. Real talk. Ethan and Dion, they're young men. I always express that energy to them. I always express that masculine energy to them, but not a cocky energy. Just a young brother with integrity. So that's what I kind of pass on to them. And same way with the children I volunteer with at my son's school. And my goddaughter, Chloe, I got a chance to see her too. I gave her a high five at the school, because sometimes I don't see her, but I happened to see her that day. So I happened to see her. My son and his the students, they were all going outside to recess, and on our way out, Chloe and them and her class, they were coming in, so I got to give her a high five and went on out. So it's just wonderful, I'm telling you, like I said, brothers and sisters, our parents, volunteers, our presence alone is an impact to a young youth, and I'm experiencing that firsthand. When we hands on, we right there, man. That's when we'll see. We got to be inside these schools to see what's going on. We can speculate, talk about them, but if we're not inside, get the real deal, like a song I made, the real deal, real talk. So again, that's how we can regulate our children's behavior, young male or female, brother or sister. That's how we can kind of get in there and know what's going on. If we're not volunteering, at least visit once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. You gotta show up, and it keeps our children on their toes, and it shows that we care, because that plays a part too. So that's just a little side note. Again, I'll put in the end screen 2 videos of me volunteering at my son's school. It's a podcast. I call it Volunteering. And I'll put a couple of them in the end screen just to bring people up to speed. Yep. And so I'm going to read a page from my book, 47. Then I'm going to read 48. And 48 is what I wanted to read on the last podcast. The tribute I gave to Moni Love, as I was going to say. And I said I was going to read it on the next one. So we're going to read it on this one. So, all right. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. I'll read a page 47 from my book, Unlocking the Vault. And I'm almost done. I said I was going to do 50 pages, and the date is 2/26/25. I like putting the date on. All right, brothers and sisters, let's go. When we step back and really take a good look at this world, the journey begins. Once we are out of the bubble we've been living in, a lot of things will come into the light. Actually, things that's been there all the time. We just notice them now. We're aware of them now. That's what awareness really is all about. It's things that's always been there. It's just we're more sensitive now. We see it now, at least in my opinion. All right. We'll come into the light when we get out that bubble. Once we are out the bubble we've been living in, a lot of things will come into the light. And a lot of us have experienced that sometimes we miss. But once we have a grasp on life, man, some amazing things will come about. Like I was just speaking on a minute ago about my godson and my 10-year-old, as well as realities. That's when we stay in deep prayer or meditation, like a podcast I made. This way we stay centered, balanced, and focused, and be ready for anything, because life can be very unpredictable. Turn pain or any kind of discouragement into a righteous weapon. Remember, nothing is more powerful than a righteous thought or the human spirit. We've had a lot of examples throughout our history, and that's real talk. All right, we're gonna go over the page. Sorry, you're gonna hear the pages turning. Sorry about that. All right, page 48, and this is 3/20/25, the date. See through our inner greater, see through to our inner greater self. I just wrote this recently, Wednesday. Because that was the matter of fact, this was my son's birthday. The page I'm reading, ain't that? Yep, 3/20/25. Wow. All right, page 48. See through our inner greater self. Be the best at discipline. Be the best at discipline, truth, and honesty. These tools build a great divine warrior or general. Stop and block all distractions, especially the ones within our body. Emphasis on that. Studying human nature helps us see through the chaos I was just talking about of this world, person, place, thing, and the chaos we have within, if any. For example, the last few weeks has been so peaceful. And why is that? Why is that? Because like many, I'm talking about, when I say last week, I'm speaking on myself. Okay, let me see. Go back up. Studying human nature helps us see through the chaos of this world, person, place, thing, and the chaos we have within, if any. For example, the last few weeks, talking about me, has been so peaceful. And why is that? Because like many of us who have awakened, we begin to see all distractions, and life becomes less challenging, and our eyes and mind and body and soul are aware, building an invincible mind. We are not invincible, but we're building an invincible mind, a strong way of thinking. Not like we don't block everything out or nothing like that, but we block out, like I said, the distractions, especially within ourselves. Those are most important, because I get attacks too, within myself. Sometimes thoughts try to enter my mind, but again, that's why we study. That's why we become a student of human nature. So we can be aware of those thoughts, deal with them, and question ourselves. Why are we getting the thought? Where is the thought coming from? Who have we been around? Who have we talked to? What do we hear on social media? We get a pain in our body. Where's the pain coming from? What did I eat today? I'm speaking hypothetically. These are the questions we ask ourselves when we're in meditation or deep prayer. We say, where's the pain coming from? Why am I feeling this pain? What did I eat? What did I drink? Did I sleep wrong? Do I need to change the bed I sleep on? Don't fall asleep in the chair, which is a habit I got to break. My lazy boy, I always fall asleep, man. I got to break that habit. So, and, we just keep like little mental notes on oneself, a spiritual invoice, I like to call it, for a brother, sister, family. And we just, just keep ourselves fit, mentally, physically, and we all say the good old spiritual, mind, body, and soul. One can't work without the other. So that's why we become a student of human nature, and always be a king and a queen, and never, ever a pawn, brothers and sisters. Salute.
Thank you.